Thanks so much, Holly, and it's great to be here. Again, I'm Dan Labick, and in addition to being music director, I serve on the Jackson Concert Series Committee. And with me today is Al Brotherton, who is the chair of the Jackson Concert Series Committee. He's also the leader of the Mad Creek Mudcats. So thank you to the Rotary Club for your invitation. We're happy to be here today. We have a rich professional music scene here in Muscatine between the Jackson Concert Series, the Muscatine Symphony Orchestra, and Eagles and Ivories Music Festival every January. The musicianship in that annual program is just outstanding. Today we're going to be looking at Jackson Concert Series. From the first Jackson Concert Series by soprano soloist and Muscatine native Louise Russell in 1981, the Jackson Concert Series continues to present musical concerts by artists of distinction. Held throughout the year, the series provides a variety of free musical entertainment to Muscatine and the surrounding areas. There are no tickets required for these concerts. There have been approximately 265 concerts in the past 42 plus years. The concerts all started upon the passing of attorney Robert Jackson, who lived from 1888 to 1979. He was a 1907 graduate of MHS. While he was earning his bachelor's degree at the University of Iowa, he was asked to come play piano for the Billy Sunday meetings in town. Robert's father, Douglas, was a judge who loved music and played the cello with various groups. It was said that Douglas was one of the charter members of the Tri-City Symphony Orchestra back in 1916, what has now become the Quad City Symphony. Robert's grandfather, Peter Jackson, was one of the founders of what is now CBI Bank and Trust. Robert himself was a prominent Muscatine attorney from 1913 to 1970. He was married to Elizabeth Jackson, who died in 1967. Having no heirs, Robert's will left a trust fund to Wesley United Methodist Church, and one of its purposes was to specifically bring in artists of distinction to perform for the people of Muscatine. Now, for over 42 years, the Jackson Concert Series has welcomed the Atlanta Symphony, conducted by Robert Shaw. Should be going forward. Okay. That's Robert Shaw. Also the Vienna Choir Boys, the King Singers, Iowa native Simon Estes, Des Moines Ballet, Bobby McFerrin, also Marvin Hamlish for the 25th anniversary gala concert, the Kishore Marionettes, several performances by Opera Iowa and various college choirs, as well as Pablo in 2008 and also in 2022 for the 40th anniversary concert, as well as bluegrass group Monroe Crossing. We had to stop concerts in the series for 1.5 years due to COVID, and our audiences started off pretty small once we came back, but they are getting bigger once again. This past fall, we had a gospel and country group called the Singing Contractors, as well as a Celtic Christmas perform. Both groups brought in over 200 attendees, including 289 for a Celtic Christmas. We're always trying to get more people knowing about our free concerts. Our Jackson committee works to have a variety of musical performances. We have 5 concerts already on the books from basically now until July of this year. Coming up just a little under 2 weeks on the 17th at 4 p.m., Saturday the 17th at 4 p.m. will be the Wartburg College Cantorai and Handbell Choir. Cantorai is a mixed choral ensemble that performs a variety of sacred music. The handbell choir rings a 5-octave set of handbells, and the conductor of both groups is Dr. Karen Black, who I actually got to take a semester of lessons with on the organ. On Thursday, March 21st at 7:30 p.m., we will be hosting Project Trio. As you can see, the trio consists of a flautist, a saxophonist, and a double bassist. They are a passionate, high-energy chamber music ensemble based in Brooklyn, New York, and they will also be doing a master class at MHS. We have one concert in both April and May that will be presented in partnership with the Quad City Arts Visiting Artist Series. Quad City Arts brings in an artist or a group to the Quad Cities area for a one-week residency, and they perform in schools, libraries, churches, universities, etc. These Quad City Arts performances are at 2 p.m., and they typically bring in a slightly different audience than our evening performances. They're always really good, and it's oftentimes something that we've never heard of, or a combination of things that we've never heard of. Just a couple months back, we had a group called Adawe, and they are the International Women of Voice and the Drum, and they performed a global fusion of African rhythm, thrilling harmony, and world soul. Just a lot of fun to see what the Quad City Arts brings in. So on April 18th at 2 p.m., Wanis Zarour will be performing. He's a Palestinian-American multi-instrumentalist. He directs the Middle East Music Ensemble at the University of Chicago, co-directs the Chicago Immigrant Orchestra, and leads East Loop, a septet that explores the intersections between the maqam and jazz traditions. Then on May 16th at 2 p.m., Daniel Pak will be performing. He's originally from the island of Oahu. He's a singer, songwriter, and producer residing in Seattle. And he's performed a lot of reggae music. And then July 29th at 7:30 p.m., Josh Duffy will return for his annual concert with his big band. They will be performing Drummer's Delight, which Josh has titled. It's the music of Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich, and Louis Bellson. And that's always a lot of fun to have Josh around. Obviously, he also plays with the Muscatine Symphony and is a Quad Cities native. Our committee is also getting very close to finalizing the 2024-25 season schedule. Probably next Monday we'll have it solidified or close to it. We're looking to have organist Robert Nichols back this fall, possibly. He's an organ improviser while a silent film is being shown. We had him back in 2021, and he improvised on the organ while the silent film Phantom of the Opera was being shown. In the 24-25 season, we are also looking to bring in a modern jazz group, a military group, possibly the 34th Army Band out of Fairfield, and as well as a choir from UNI, probably spring of 2025. So all of these concerts are free to the public. I remember with the singing contractors, and so we just want to spread the word that there's high quality entertainment, usually about 6, 7, 8 times a year, right at Wesley United Methodist Church. No tickets required. And yeah, so I'd like to open it up to any questions, and also have Al join with any insights that he has. He's been around a lot more than I have. So
I think you covered it very well.
Anybody have any questions for Al?
I have a lot of questions for Al.
Okay, those can be later.
Yeah.
Later, not here.
I don't really have a question, but I do have a couple of comments. My wife Lynn and I have been attending these concerts for the entire time, for the 42 years. And we are talking about some first class entertainment that you would be paying some big bucks for if you were at a normal venue. This is one of the best gifts that Muscatine has been fortunate to inherit. It's just unbelievable. So if you have not been to any of these, or this is the first time you're hearing about it, you can get on a mailing list, to find out about upcoming concerts. It's very easy to do. So we really hope that you take advantage of it. This is a gem for Muscatine.
would you like to speak to that? Do you want to-
We got you up
The identification of artists to invite for concerts, it comes from members of the committee who have heard something, or audience members have come to us different times and recommended a particular artist. And sometimes we get information from various booking agents that pitch things to us. They ones that we have worked with, I think what happens is they get an idea of the kind of things we have, and then they pitch those things to us. So that's where we get that's where concert artists come from. It's not really a well-defined process. It's kind of what we're given and what we hear that we like.
Did you have a question?
Mine was part of that, but then the other thing is more of a comment too, is each and every one that I've been to, the artists themselves seems very joyful and glad to be there, and you can tell that they love the art that they do live music.
That is one of the most interesting things to me of being involved with this, is to meet the artists and find how enthusiastic they are about what they do, and how much fun they're having doing it.
You're right. They often will just say, it's just a wonderful acoustic in a sanctuary and with the stained glass that, they're just, especially with the Quad City Visiting Artists series, where they perform probably 3 or 4 times a day, and they're in just, less acoustically pleasing places. And then it's like, oh wow, the sun's shining in there and just beautiful. And then, yeah, they're always really happy with the acoustic. Other questions?
Yeah, I would echo what Mike said. I mean, we can all make our list of all the things that are unique about Muscatine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we can't subtract the top experience. I tell people that here in Muscatine, for free, I've seen things like Marvin Hamlin, the Jockey Ballet, performing in the park. I mean, those floating to beach. That's good. That's how I live in Austin. So I'm thankful for everything you guys do.
Yes, I think kind of the bottom line is that the Jackson Concert Series is a real community asset for Muscatine.
Everyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming today. And we were talking about polio eradication earlier, and in recognition of your presentation, we will donate funds to inoculate 20 children. And this is a bookmark to commemorate that. So thank you so much for being here today. One of my goals, I finally have kids that can sit down and pay attention to something and enjoy without being a distraction to the people around us or to me. And so my goal has been to immerse them in many of these opportunities in our community so they can also share with other people what we have to offer. So thank you for sharing that with us today. Next week, we have the City of Muscatine sharing their 2024 goals. I think we have a couple of speakers to talk about different areas. Still working on one for President's Day on the 19th, so there should be information on that hopefully today or tomorrow. And then the 26th is our speech contest. So we will be off-site at MCC at the Black Box. We'll make sure that there are lots of reminders, lots of information on that. I kind of put a reminder in your calendar that we'll be at MCC that day, and possibly 5 contestants. Perfect. And if there's not anything else, I will have everybody stand for the 4-way test.
Of the things we think, say, or do, is it true? Is fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you.
And anybody who doesn't